Hi, Tim Reha here live at the Digital Health Summit, beautiful San Diego. We have Michael Pritchard, who's the founder and CTO of Willow Apps.
That's right, Willow Apps, based in Charlottesville, Virginia. Yeah. We've been building apps since 2008, and we're really excited to be here.
So what's cool about the Digital Health Summer Summit is we have these master classes. So the session that just got out was what's your mobile strategy, and you're an expert in this space.
Well, we've been learning a lot about this space, like everybody else. So we work with, especially with companies like Baby Center, to help provide information to expectant mothers. And right now we service about 70% of expectant mothers in the United States. And I'm trying to take those lessons learned from the past 3-4 years and kind of help people here understand or take those lessons and do something with them to actually help patients.
So what were some of the topics inside?
Well, first off, know who you're building for. Like, what are you making this for? What value you're going to bring to a patient or healthcare provider? Really think through a simple design. Bring real value to who you're trying to bring value to. I know it sounds simple, but I promise you that many apps, not only in healthcare, completely miss the mark on this. So I'm trying to drive that in as elegantly as I can, is to really think about what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm curious too. It's not just about mobile anymore. It's about this multi-screen experience, and especially delivering with so many iPads are coming out. How do people even start to think about developing an app strategy?
Right. Well, first you have to take some time to understand what the ecosystem looks like, figure out what each device and screen is actually being used for. And you're right, it is a multi-screen world. We do a ton of work in that, from TV to tablets to even embedded devices. And each one has its own unique purpose and/or, not just a unique purpose, but unique experience. And in fact, a lot of these different devices and or screens could be used simultaneously. They could be used sequentially. It's a really so at the end of the day, just really understand how these mediums work, or find someone that actually understands how these mediums work.
What about usability to design and toward a target market? So I know a design for somebody who's 80-year-old is different than a 12-year-old.
The new useful experience. So think about what your demo is. Back to the beginning. What is your demo? Is it an 80-year-old grandmother, or is it an 18-year-old kid just about to go to college, and the design around that? But at the end of the day, try to keep it simple, clean, and try to deliver to them what they need to know at that time. So.
Tell me about some interesting experiences creating apps and then getting feedback in the last year with some of your different clients.
A lot of the feedback that we get from our clients actually are from their customers. The first set of feedback is obviously all the reviews that come in. So and unfortunately, if you're not doing a good job, you're gonna hear a lot more of those reviews. There's techniques and tactics that we use to actually get good reviews out, and we could talk about that. Right, you have to invite users that are using the app, and if you're using it more than once, most likely they like it, so you should ask them. So that's one set of feedback. Another way to get feedback is to actually pull as much data as you can, and then define success criteria, and what people are using, what they're using them for, when they're using them, and stuff like that.
Is the app just developed once and then done, or is it an evolving process?
No, that's the last thing you want to do in mobile app development, is to develop it once and forget about it. Think of it as something that you've given life to. In the beginning, it's a toddler. You need to teach it. You need to teach it how to walk. You need to continuously guide it in the right direction to make it a better adult. That's what mobile apps are about, or any screens are about. Continue to nurture it and continuously improve it to make it better. So once you put something out, you gotta go. Just keep in mind, you gotta keep pushing it forward.
In 3 to 5 years, if I'm going to start now and think about a mobile experience, we have Android, we have iOS. Yeah. What should I be thinking about?
That's a good question.
Crystal ball.
Yeah, crystal ball. Native is very important in today's world, mainly because right now that's the most.
So native means basically an app that's running on top of the OS versus like a web page that's emulating an app like an HTML5 experience.
Right, exactly. So it's actually running on the hardware itself. And right now we just can deliver more performant apps. Performance is hugely important when you come to these devices. That said, web technologies are getting better. Of course, there's HTML, there's JavaScript, et cetera. The web browsers on the phones are getting better. So, I don't know, but my gut tells me that we'll soon be able to leverage technologies as the tool sets get better and the systems get better to kind of distribute across these different systems. Yes, it's hard, it's fragmented, but that's just the world we live in right now.
Yeah, so you got to dive in. Last question is, as you're down here, you're here to meet people too. What types of folks are you trying to connect with in this space?
Yeah, I'm trying to connect with healthcare providers, health companies, folks that want to take the leap into mobile or into multi-screen environments. Hopefully we can offer some help. Hopefully they can teach us some things about healthcare, because we're trying to get better at this as well. I mean, at the end of the day, we truly believe in trying to help the end user, which is a patient and or care provider. And my background's healthcare. That's where I cut my teeth in this development world. And we do care about what we're doing.
You actually come from healthcare.
Yeah. So, I built a lot of systems that work with patients and patient care. And honestly, that to me is a huge ROI, right? If we can make a better quality of life for someone, I think we're doing a great thing. And then with these devices, and what I said inside, we can actually help give people choice, or maybe even influence behavior. Yeah. And behavior is a huge driver in terms of health outcome. So let's get smart about doing that. It's in your pocket. Let's take advantage of it.
So how does one get one of these cool Willow Tree apps jackets? It looks like an indoor soccer thing. I play. Yeah. What's going on here?
Yeah. All right. So thanks for asking. The way you get a Willow Tree jacket, Willow Tree apps jacket, is to come join us and become a team member at Willow Tree App.
Yeah, you're hiring.
We are hiring developers and just smart, passionate people that want to change the world, essentially. I mean, just so you guys know, we're about 60 people right now, all based in Charlottesville, Virginia, and looking for more people to join our team. So if you want a jacket, and I'm more than happy to give you a jacket if you come there. Just by the way, we make one every year. And as a WWDC, which is the Apple Developer Conference this week, I actually had the Apple merchandising people stop me and take a picture of it because they love this jacket. So maybe you'll see one out of Apple.
All right. Well, hey, you heard it here first. That's Michael Pritchard, Willow Tree Apps, and one of the family members here at the Digital Health Summit. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Tim.